your photo booth, you did a great job. I'm sure you've heard this many, many times.
And thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah. So where did the whole idea come from?
Sorry, there's somebody outside with a megaphone going crazy. It came from just, I guess, cost actually.
Yeah.
Just renting a photo booth is ridiculously expensive, it seemed, for, something that it seemed like a webcam and a computer could do quite easily if it was just put in the right case. Kind of drunk proofed, as I continuously refer to it. So, that's where it came from. It was like, I guess the need to satisfy my curiosity if I could build this, and could I do it for under $200 with just parts laying around the house.
Did you hit your $200 budget, or how did you come under?
I guess it depends on how you look at it. I think somebody pointed out on the site, they're like, well, you have a Mac computer in there.
Oh.
If I looked at all the components and totaled it up, that thing probably cost $2,600, $2,700 if I had to buy everything new. But yeah, as far as just using components around the house with the computer I already had, I made it was like $175, and I ended up there.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing you would throw into the cost, because everything you already had.
Yeah, the camera, the webcam was the only thing that I had to purchase, and that and the easy button. Okay,
cool. Did you print anything out, or it's just kind of? I know you use photo booth on the Mac. How'd you like that?
I don't know, actually. I think that there's some issues with it. I wanted to do the 4-up, how it does like the 1, 2, 3, 4 shots.
Yeah, the square.
Yeah. That actually caused a memory leak on the computer, and I think that they need to fix some software, because as it started running, after about 30 minutes or 45 minutes each time I tested it, the whole computer would lock up, and I'd get the like black screen of death on the Apple. As long as I ran it with kind of a 1-up view, just one photo at a time, it would run for hours. But there's something wrong with the software on Mac phones causing memory leak. So I didn't get the kind of traditional 4-up photo booth printout that I wanted. But I think it actually worked out better because I got better resolution photos, and I could put them up on the web. People took them.
Nice. I mean, I was looking at some of them. Great idea. I see you rented some props.
Yeah. We found a theater company that's local to Austin. I'm here in Texas, and we got a whole bucket of props for $20. And then we had a bunch of black construction paper and then cocktail skewers. And so we made all these like little glasses and mustaches as well. So we had a whole table of props. And actually, kind of to our dismay, there was a bunch of tools, and like I had a couple cigars, off to the side. And I guess people were just so prop happy that they started using those as props too. So some of my cigars popped up in photos, and then somebody was drilling someone in the face with a drill. It was kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, it's the fun of the photo booth, man. Just kind of people tend to let wild a little bit.
Yeah. We had over 800 photos. So like I'm pretty happy that I didn't put a printer on it. Yeah. I would have had to sit there and change ink out all night.
Yeah, the ink and the paper would have not been. So at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure you were very happy with the outcome of the booth. Anything you think you'd change a little bit, or you'd add to it? Or?
That's a good question. I don't know. I do want to get the Flickr script updated, so when they took the photo, it would automatically upload it. But I wasn't in a Wi-Fi connected area, so that didn't really work. It wouldn't have worked had I finished the scripting. I think if I could have done something different, I would have spent a little bit more time building the inside. That's kind of just, I guess, a detail obsessive thing. As far as the party, it worked really well. Oh, the one thing I did realize, I left the mouse up on top, and people started changing settings, and that ended crashing the computer at one point. So I would make sure that thing was locked down.
The mouse was gone, yeah. That's great, man. Well, just looking through the whole booth and everything, has anybody ever approached you like, oh, I want this thing, can you bring it to my party, or just from friends or people that were at your party?
Actually, yeah. So, are you familiar with South by Southwest?
I'm not.
South by Southwest is a really big interaction and music festival and movie festival as well. It's in Austin, Texas. They do, the company that I work for, which is Frog Design, we do the opening party every year. So they asked me to bring it to the opening party. And then I've probably brought it to maybe 4 or 5 other, like, just, backyard barbecues or someone's birthday party or stuff like that. People have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, man, that's great. I think a lot of played into your design, man. Your concept that you took with it, it worked out really, really good. I don't think I've seen some photo booths. There's Winnebagos that have been accommodated for photo booths, traveling photo booths, little cars. But the whole camera concept is just attractive. Like you look at a big camera and you know what it's for.
So exactly, and I have to give credit to Jared Ficklin. He kind of taught me one of the things that make a great. He's the guy who designs all the interactive installations for South by, and I'm working with him for this year's as well. But he taught me that there's 2 things that you need to have good interactive like units or displays at a party. One of them is that it has to work really easily. So that was where the easy button is. It's like it has to be kind of one touch. The second is that it's not always about the person who's interacting with the display at the moment, but the group of people who are going to be standing around watching it. It has to be almost as fun for them as well. And so that's where the idea of making it more of a novelty thing than a pack up and go briefcase kind of idea. Because I had sketches like that, but that's why I put more time into the novelty aspect, because it makes it more of a crowd-based event, even though not everybody's participating in it right at the same moment.
Yep. It just gives them something to attract them at the time. That's great.
Yeah.
Did you have any other designs you were considering prior to the camera?
Yeah. So I had one of the things that you would refer to as like a very stowable, almost like a briefcase that could unfold itself, and I don't know. It looks like a tombstone, actually. A big monolithic, kind of ugly beast. So I went away from that, and then I actually tried to do a little bit more of a complex, like a DSLR camera, but I realized that the build time for that was probably going to be a bit insane with all the angles. So that's why I settled on the Lomo, because it was, at its core, it's a box. And then, with an ice bucket, I got at Big Lots for $5. That became the lens. And then, a hat box and a few other things. They're easy little embellishments that I could put on it that made it just kind of pop.
Yeah, it worked out. It worked out really good. That's cool. What'd your wife think about it?
She liked it.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to see one of the pictures of you guys that you posted on there.
We're up there. We had a really good time. So we took the computer out of the booth and went to the hotel, right after the wedding. And the next morning, we just sat there, had a glass of champagne, and looked through the photos. It was awesome.
That's the way it should be, man. Well, it's great. Any word of advice for those looking to make their own, or just for their.
Yeah. So I would say test often and fail often, fail early. I put that in the instructables, but I can't really stress that enough. When I got the components put together, I did it on a desktop, like just my desk, and had everything working, and started ironing kinks out there. Don't wait until the last moment when everything's finished before you start testing all of the components. So that's what I would say. Are you guys planning on building a photo booth like it?
No, not at the moment. Like right now, what I'm doing is just kind of, I wanted to show people, that are trying to create their own booths. Look, man, here's a guy. Here's Matt. People have seen your booth. This is, it just takes a little bit of, initiative to get something going. And after that, let your creativity go, and the outcome's always a good thing. It always has its ups and downs, but if
Yeah.
follow through with it, they can make their own photo booth, and they're just so much fun at parties. Yeah.
Yeah, they really are. I like one of the things that this guy Jared as well, he built at a party, which kind of got me. He's the one who really inspired me with the DIY movement.
Mm-hmm.
He built a flame table. So you know what a Rubens tube is?
Yeah.
Take that and multiply it by like 2 foot by 2 foot, and do a grid of holes and pump it with propane and then a speaker. So when you light the propane on fire, different tones come out of different holes in the table, and that thing is killer at parties. So it's a flame table based off of a Rubens tube.
Nice.
So he was kind of the guy who really got me interested in the whole make movement, if you want to call it, just building stuff in your garage because you can.
Well, man, it's awesome movement. It gives people to let their little creativities loose.
Sure.
All right, man. Well, thanks a lot for the interview.